What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, Boushh Leia got dropped today. I was at school when it dropped, so that's why I'm covering it kind of so late. But I am very excited for this kit. Not only because it's, our marquee for our third Jabba set of requirements, but I am super stoked for this bounty hunter. Boushh Leia has something that I've been asking for years from CG. And I'm really excited because even for those of you that aren't going for Jabba, she is so good. She's gonna be so good. So yeah, let's just dive into the kit. Boushh Leia Organa, Boushh Leia, however you want to call it. I don't know what kind of acronym are we gonna come up with for her. Is it gonna be BLO? BLO? Okay, light side, attacker, bounty hunter, Hutt cartel leader, scoundrel. Lot of tags, lots and lots of tags. We're not even going to look at the synergy because that's always usually kind of weird. We got to scroll down all past all that. All right, now we'll get straight to the kit. Ambidextrous assault, not amphibious. Ambidextrous. For those of you that get the joke, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to start saying amphibious now. Ambidextrous assault. Pretty simple ability. Deal special damage. I don't like that already. I don't like the fact that she's a special damage dealer, but that just means she's going to have that new gear piece, the one they've been talking about. So maybe she might be good, actually. I'll give CG a chance here. The one they made for Ben Solo. Deal special damage to target enemy, inflict a thermal detonator for 2 turns. If the ally leader is Hutt cartel, this attack cannot be evaded. Okay. If the ally leader is a bounty hunter, inflict defense down for 2 turns. If it's Boush's turn and the ally in the leader slot is smuggler, attacking in. I believe she has all 3 tags. She's not a smuggler, she's scoundrel. Okay, just to make that clear. Okay, inventive. Okay, pretty cool animation. I like it. AOE throw thermals. Again, pretty simple. I'm a big fan of simple kits. I don't know why, but when you have a simple kit in the game, it's almost idiot-proof for the AI. So deal special damage to all enemies and detonate all thermal detonators. So kind of like Jawa Scavenger. Then inflict a thermal detonator on all for 2 turns on all enemies. Okay. Now here I already read ahead. I won't lie. I did read ahead. Here's where it gets nuts. These 2 uniques that she has are just, oh my god. So immune to fear. That just kind of like how I think it's what Padme's immune to fear. So it's kind of playing off the whole daughter of Padme thing. So immune to fear, fine. I mean, whatever, it's fine. At the start of the battle, Boushh gains 1 stack of my kind of scum until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If you want to read down, my kind of scum is 10% max health and defense. At the start of the encounter, all enemies gain Deadly Bluff for 3 turns. And they already specified Deadly Bluff is a status effect. So it's going to be blue. It's not a buff. It's not a debuff. It's just a status effect. At the end of each turn, if any enemy with Deadly Bluff was inflicted with any thermal detonators, inflict an additional thermal detonator for 2 turns. That's crazy. That is crazy. Doubling down on thermals is really cool. That really opens up the leader position for Boba Fett. We'll get to her lead in a little bit, but I mean, just having we've never really had any thermal synergy in the game for such a long time. I mean, I know we have Dengar, we have Zam, we have Greedo, but there's nothing that really ties it all together. I know there's a lot of arguments for Boba Fett lead. This is really nice, and then on top of that, this can be used with Jawas. That's the coolest part. This is going to be insane. And we'll talk about Jawas in a little bit. If all allies were Hutt cartel at the start of the battle, enemies with Deadly Bluff can't attack out of turn, and if they both have Deadly Bluff and a thermal detonator, they lose 25 speed. That's pretty cool. 25 speed. That's almost like a mini leadership, in and of itself. If the ally in the leader slot is cartel, I think they're missing the word Hutt there, and not Galactic Legend, Boushh is immune to turn meter manipulation. That's also pretty cool. So they kind of want you to use her outside of Jabba, but you could also probably use her with Jabba. Boushh will assist limit once per turn whenever another Hutt cartel ally uses an ability during their turn and target enemy has Deadly Bluff. So that's actually something I've been asking for Greedo. I've been asking for a Greedo rework or touch-up, and my idea for Greedo rework or touch-up is he assists anytime you attack someone that has a thermal. And that's kind of what this is like. So if we're assisting with this, we're constantly throwing thermals out. That's just so cool. I love I mean, we're only into the first unique, and it's just so good. So unique number 2. Not even gonna bother trying to read that. We're just gonna call it unique 2. Boushh and Lightside Smuggler allies gain 5% armor penetration, 15% offense, 10% potency, and 10 speed. She's straight up just giving herself speed. And if you run her with Dash, that's because Dash is a smuggler. Dash is going to get 10 more speed on top of the 20 he gives himself under his own lead. So this character is going to have so much plug-and-play vibe. I thought Lando was going to have plug-and-play viability, but this character I think is actually the best of the 3 that we've gotten so far. The ally leaders Hut Cartel, Boushh, and Lightside Smuggler allies are immune to ability block and stun, and these bonuses are doubled. Ability block and stun is kind of crazy. That's a pretty powerful mechanic right there. Lightside Smuggler allies gain 20% crit chance. That's always nice. You always want crit chance, trust me. Her armor crown's a little bit interesting while in raids. It started to get me to think, like, are we gonna get more raids? Is that what this is alluding to? And I don't think that's what this is. I think CG, you know, they said and they want every character going forward that's coming out to have them Omnicron, and I just think that GEC and TW are getting a little bit out of hand with the amount of Omnicrons that are on the same team. So I think they either had to put this in TB or raids. I mean, raids, that's the first. But I think this is one of those Omnis where they just had to, like, put it somewhere where it's not going to overlap with either Chrysanthans or Skiffguard Lando, just to make the team too OP. So that's probably why it's in the raid. I don't think we're going to get any raids, but it's pretty much just a giant stat boost, which I don't think that's going to help you survive in the C pit anyways. The C pit, once you get past that 5% threshold, you're pretty much dead. This is what I was super excited about at the beginning of the video. The leader. I have been asking and begging CG to come out with better bounty hunter leads. So far, the top 3 leads, in my opinion, are the old ones. You have Jango Fett lead, Aura Singh, and Boushh. Those are typically your 3 leads. I know a lot of people say Fennec, but you're only using that against Lord Vader. You're not using that anywhere else. So that doesn't count. But all the bounty hunters I've gotten so far, their leads are all pretty bad. They're either bad, or their contracts suck, or like they're just not good. Like the older legacy bounty hunter leads are just so much superior. This one, however, though, I think this is a really good lead. I honestly can totally see you using this with just bounty hunters, or maybe a mix of bounty hunters cartel. This lead is really good, and here's why. So you get bounty hunter allies gain 25% max health, max protection. That's okay. I mean, extra stats is never a bad thing. Enemies with deadly bluff lose 25% tenacity. Okay, so it's gonna be a lot easier to land those thermals. At the end of each turn, dispel all buffs on enemies with both deadly bluff and thermal detonator. So they have the status effect as long as they have a thermal. And that's at the end of each turn. This reminds me of like Newt lead. Like Newt lead, when he has the extortion out, characters that have extort, at the end of their turn, they lose all their buffs. This is different though. At the end of each turn, okay? At the end of each turn. Like your turns, my turns, enemies are losing their buffs. That's pretty nuts when you wrap your head around it, because thermal detonators are locked debuffs, so you can't just get rid of them. They have to blow up. And deadly bluff is a status effect. So as long as you have thermals equal buff immunity. That's just nuts, in my opinion. Like that's just like, that's so good. And here's where it gets even better. I hope this is not a typo, but the contract is defeat an enemy with damage from a thermal detonator. So basically let someone blow up. Kind of like what I was talking about with Boba Fett lead and BK lead, where you have to kill the leader, or Boba Fett, you have to kill the first person that takes a turn, but if thermals or debuffs kill them, the contract goes away. That's what we want here. We want thermals to kill somebody. And it doesn't say whether scoundrels or non-bounty hunters can contribute towards this contract. It just says defeat an enemy with damage from thermal detonators. Now, we'll probably make a follow-up video about this once we get the character and play test it, but for those of you that don't know, thermal detonators are very interesting because every character has their own unique thermal detonator, if that makes sense. I'll explain all that in a different video once we test with her, but I'm really hoping that you can get other characters that do thermals other than bounty hunters to contribute towards this contract. I think that'd be very, very cool, and I think that opens up the doors for a lot of possibilities with Jawas especially. The reward is not too bad either. Honestly, it's pretty awesome. All bounty hunters have their payouts activated and are immune to stun. And additionally, enemies cannot be revived. That last bit's kind of cool. Enemies can't be revived. So I mean, like, if you kill one person, right? And then everyone else is just like, you're immune to stun and they're not coming back. That's, plus you get the buff immunity everywhere, right? That's just awesome. I think this is a really good lead. I can't really think of the team right now, but I think for sure you're having Dengar on there. Probably, maybe Greedo. We'll see. We'll work the team out. We gotta also see what Jabba comes out. But this lead, I want to make this lead work. This lead sounds absolutely busted. And then finally, we'll talk about her payout. Whatever Boushh receives, okay, I don't need to read that part. That's always the same. So her payout is this. You know, whether she's in the lead or she's under another bounty hunter lead, when the payout goes out, she inflicts 3 thermal detonators for 2 turns on all enemies. I almost said ambidextrous. I did say ambidextrous. Amphibious is what I meant. God, my brain is... I should have said that joke earlier. Ambidextrous assault and inventive inflict an additional thermal detonator until the end of the turn. That's... So... You're gonna do triple thermals on those abilities. Like, that's just crazy. So, like, because you have to remember, you go back to her unique. Where is it? Unique 1. Oh yeah, at the end of a turn, if any enemy deadly bluff was inflicted with any thermal detonators, inflicting additional thermal for 2 turns. So, wait, is it gonna be 3 or 4? No, it's just going to be an additional. It doesn't say per. If it said per, then I think it would be 4. So yeah, so we're going to be inflicting, like, you know, possibly 3 to 4. I guess we'll say possibly because we haven't seen it yet, but possibly 3 to 4 thermals on her basic and her AoE, which is just like, that's crazy. The interesting part here is, if all allies were Hakatar at the start of the battle, the cooldowns of inventive is reset, and the max cooldown is reduced by 1. So if we go back to inventive. Oh my god. So, you immediately get to use this ability again. Like, let's just say you just use this ability to kill somebody with thermals, complete the contract. Its cooldown is reduced immediately. It's reset, it's reset. And then it goes to a 2-turn cooldown. So you're essentially doing this every other turn. Thermals are going to be nuts, guys. So just to do a quick recap, guys, I am so ecstatic and so just excited for this character. This is a really, really well-designed character that kind of really just ties in thermal detonators. And like I said, we'll make a follow-up video once I do some playtesting with her on how her thermals interact with her contract and her lead, because if you can get away with using her lead with Jawas, that would be nuts. Because you have to remember, she's going to double the amount, or she's not going to double, but she's going to inflict additional thermals when characters get thermals. I mean, it's just, it screams Jawa synergy to me. Like, it's, now that you have, like, could you imagine, like, having 2 characters that can detonate thermals? Like, just, like, she can go in, blow them all up, and then Jawa Scavenger can go in and blow them up. Well, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Like I said, I am really excited for this character. We finally have a bounty hunter lead that's, like, different, and it's actually pretty good, pretty viable. We just gotta figure out, you know, managing our 3, 4, 5 bounty hunter teams that we have now, and just kind of making sure that we're not sweeping the legs out from other teams, if that makes sense. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and you know, share this video with your guild. And you know, if you have any questions or theory crafting ideas, I'm all ears, because this character just screams theory crafting with thermals. A lot of interesting teams, a lot of fun teams, I think, that are gonna come out of this character. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.